Bloody murder. The story is set in the 1930s, USA.
A bad mess, this,
said Professor Fordney to Sergeant Reynolds, as they viewed the bloody scene.
Yeah, I wish these guys wouldn't be quite so thorough when they bump themselves off,
replied Reynolds as he set grimly to work. A man with his throat cut, the head almost severed, sat slumped over a blood-spattered desk. What a horrible sight! His blood-stained coat flung across the room. The razor, the shirt, the tie, his hands, covered with blood, made a ghastly and awesome picture, framed by the flickering light of a dying candle. After turning on the lights, Fordney bent down to take a closer look at the man.
His face seems vaguely familiar, Sergeant, but I can't recall at the moment where I've seen him. How long has he been dead, Doctor?
About 2 hours,
replied the police surgeon. At this moment the telephone rang. The caller, upon hearing Fordney's voice, immediately disconnected.
Odd,
murmured the professor, as he hung up the receiver.
I remember now where I saw this man. His name is Thompson.
As he glanced around, he observed that the alarm clock on the dresser had stopped just 2 hours and 15 minutes before. The telephone rang again, and Fordney motioned Reynolds to answer.
Hello,
he said.
Mr. Thompson stepped out for a few minutes. Leave your number. I'll have him call you.
The man at the other end inquired who was speaking and, when Reynolds replied,
A friend,
he hung up.
Better trace that call, Sergeant. This is murder,
said Fordney.
What?
Exclaimed Reynolds.
Still looks like suicide to me.
Do you agree with Reynolds, or the professor? Why?
I agree with Professor Fordney that this is likely murder. Here are a few reasons why. Condition of the body. The severity of the throat wound, with the head nearly severed, suggests extreme violence. Such thoroughness is unusual in suicides. The telephone calls. The mysterious calls and the caller hanging up upon hearing Fordney's voice suggest someone is checking whether Thompson is truly dead. Stopped alarm clock. The clock stopping at a time close to death could indicate it was tampered with, possibly to set up an alibi. Blood-stained coat. The coat being flung across the room seems inconsistent with someone calmly committing suicide. These clues collectively suggest foul play rather than suicide.
The professor knew it was not suicide, because Thompson's coat, which was flung across the room, was blood-stained. Quite impossible if he had taken his own life. Blood, though it sleep a time, yet never dies. Chapman.